Her Season podcast. I am extremely excited to have you here on Her Season podcast, and I can't believe this is even happening, so I'm excited. The aim of this podcast, what is this, you may ask? Great question, because I'm going to tell you, even if you didn't want to know. This is an exclusive limited edition series, and I'm going to be inviting guests. I'm going to be inviting women. This podcast is for women, as you can tell by the title, Her Season, who are going to be speaking at the Voco Hotel in Leicester on the 7th of June. And this is a women's empowerment event. This is an event for women who want more for their life, who are tired of living the status quo. And I'm bringing women together from all walks of life into a room to discuss the things that stop us from achieving the things that we're supposed to be achieving. We're discussing the real stuff, not the stuff that's like beneath the surface. We're not doing that. So I'm bringing on the lovely women who are going to be speaking at the event. And we've got women from all walks of life. We've got people in culinary space. We've got people who are in the aesthetics and beauty. We've got people in accounting and finance, in tech and so forth. So I'm excited to have them on. But before I brought them, I thought I actually just wanted to sit down, me and you, and have a conversation and build the foundation before bringing on anybody else. I just wanted to get real, get honest, and have a conversation. This isn't just another podcast. It's not just another YouTube video. This is a space and a platform for women to come to be seen and to be heard. There's a lot going on in the world, and there's just so much stuff going on. And I think I'm craving genuine, real, authentic conversations. I don't want to hear somebody's success story without understanding how they got there, without understanding their struggles and the things that they face to get there. I find that whenever I listen to people or whenever I'm speaking to people, I relate and I resonate a lot with people who are real, who share their stories. I want to know not only that you got there, but I want to know how you got there. You know, what are some of the challenges that you face and everything in between? Because when I can see part of myself in your story, I'm able to relate myself more. So this is that platform. This is that space where you don't have to feel like you can dress up. You can dress down if you want. Like, you can come as you are. You don't have to pretend to be anything that you're not. You don't have to put on a facade. This is a space for women to come and to talk about real life things, to talk about the stuff that's not going right, to talk about the internal struggles, to talk about the challenges, but also celebrating the good and celebrating the things that are going right. We are not victims. We are not constantly put down. There are lots of things that are going right, but this is just a platform and the space that I wanted to create because I love having honest, raw conversations. I like taking off the mask. There's nothing like at the end of the day, just having a shower, taking off the makeup, and just like sitting in your loungewear. This is that podcast where you can just be in your pajamas, in your loungewear, and just feel seen and heard. I want you to be able to hear some of the women's stories and think, I can see myself in that. I can see myself in her. And oh my goodness, that's my story as well. And oh my goodness, I had this struggle as well. And if she can overcome, then I can overcome. So that's the purpose of Her Season podcast. That's the purpose of this space. It is a safe space to come as you are, but you're not staying as you are. We're growing and we're developing. I'm very much about personal development, and I'm aware I'm putting this on my platform, but not many people know me. So let me introduce myself. How rude. My name is Rodna Ntabeni, and I am a leadership development coach. I am a speaker. I don't like the word motivational speaker. I like to call myself a transformational speaker because I'm very big on creating impact and transformation. I believe that motivation is fickle. One day you're motivated, the next minute you're not. So I prefer to use the term transformational speaker because I'm really about transforming from the inside out, because that's where the long-lasting impact has, right? So that's me, and I'm hosting an event on the 7th of June, and I'm also just really passionate about women empowerment. I love to see people grow. I love to see people develop. I love to see people shift their perspective from, oh, I can't do that, and seeing them start on this journey, not knowing what they're doing, not sure where they're going, not really feeling confident about themselves, and going and walking on a journey and just journeying with people and seeing them get to their destination. I think there's nothing more empowering, there's nothing more sobering, there's nothing more exciting than having a space for women. Now, I have to admit, I have not always been this person. I can assure you. Growing up, I was the tomboy. I've got two big brothers, so I was always around males. I was always around the guys. I'm a guy's guy by nature. It's only really in the last couple of years that I've become like a girl's girl, because I was never that. And I grew up with the misconception of women and who women are and who girls are. I had the conception that women were full of drama, women were dramatic, women were backbiters, women were everything negative that you can see online. I had that perception. And I know I'm a woman, but again, I just gravitated more towards men and the guys because that's where I was like, oh, there's no drama here. And for a long time, I really had no network. I had no community. I kind of just isolated myself, if I can say that. I didn't want to be in any circles, in any system. No, none of that, none of that. And yeah. And I've been on a journey myself. And when I started becoming a coach, I realized the power of women. I realized the power that women carry, not only just women, but like when women come together, like amazing things happen. Amazing things happen. Transformation happens. Like healing happens. Guys aren't, you can't even compare the two. So I like women now. Like I like the company of women. I love being in women's empowerment spaces. I love being around the girls. I love hanging out with the girls, and that's where I am right now. And I thought, what better way to bring women together than having a women empowerment event? Now, who is her? I think there's a lot going on in the world, and I think women are currently going through a whole lot. But when I was thinking about her season, and I was naming the podcast episode Her Season, I was thinking to myself, who is her? Who is that woman that I'm talking to? Who is that woman that resonates or would resonate to the podcast? And I was thinking about the woman who, and there are there are different variations of this woman, but I'm thinking about the woman who has been overlooked, who has always been in the background. She doesn't like to ruffle feathers. She doesn't like to be in the spotlight. She knows that she's called for more, but she just doesn't want to. She plays it safe. She is the woman that plays it safe. She is a woman that does what she's told. She's very submissive. She just does not want confrontation. She just doesn't want to step out in faith because it's scary. That's her. She can also be a woman who's outgrown old spaces. She is in a space and she feels like it's too small now. You know, when you wear shoes or when you wear a pair of jeans and you've gained a little bit of weight, and now it doesn't feel, those jeans don't feel comfortable anymore, or those shoes don't feel comfortable anymore. I don't know why anybody didn't tell me, but when I was pregnant, I used to be a size 6 UK size. I used to be a size 6 on the dot, like 6.5, nope, 7, nope. I could even fit into a 5.5 at some point. But when I got pregnant, my feet expanded, and I just never knew that was a thing. I thought when I wasn't pregnant anymore, when I gave birth, my feet would shrink. But no, I've been a steady 6.5 and 7 ever since that. And the more kids I have, the more my feet expand. So it's a woman who feels like her space is too small, who feels like she's outgrown her season, whether this is at work or within her friendship circle. She's outgrown maybe her relationship, where she is in her relationship with God. She's craving for more. It could be the woman who, or maybe she's the woman that has started over more times than she can count. She's constantly starting again. She constantly has a new idea. She's constantly trying to chase and seek after her purpose, or whatever this purpose is. Maybe she's been on a journey in trying to discover and uncover her purpose and find out, why is she here? Why was she born? Why is she on this earth? And trying to find meaning, because if you don't know the purpose of something, abuse is inevitable, right? Or at least that's what Miles Monroe said. So life can be really meaningless if you don't know why you're on here. If I don't know the reason for this podcast and I'm using it to wash dishes with, then I've lost the meaning and the purpose of it, and I'm abusing that thing essentially. So maybe she feels like she doesn't have much hope, or she doesn't have much purpose, or she doesn't really know what she's doing. Maybe she's the person I'm speaking to. Or maybe her feels, she feels unseen. She feels just dry, like there's nothing moving. She feels stuck. Maybe she feels like her life is at a standstill, spiritually, maybe financially, maybe emotionally, and physically. She just feels dry and feels like things are not moving, like she feels stuck. Or she's hiding behind certain masks and certain roles. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's this, and she's taken on all of these roles. But when she gets home and she takes off those masks and she takes off those layers, she's really trying to figure out, who am I? Who is this person? And if you can see yourself in any of these scenarios or any of these examples of her, then maybe you are her. Maybe you are the person that I'm speaking to. Maybe you are the person who needs to hear this podcast, who needs to hear this YouTube video. I am talking to you. Maybe you're her. And the purpose of, again, this series of episodes is to bring you real life people. These people don't have a silver spoon. They don't have rich parents or anything like that. These are real life, everyday people who are mothers, who are daughters, who are trying to figure out and trying to understand, God, what do you have in store for my life? They're trying to navigate having a dream and going out and trying to get that dream. They're trying to push through adversity, push through the struggles, push through those voices that say you can't do it. And they are making progress. They have decided that I'm not going to just be the status quo. I'm not just going to do what society tells me to do. I'm not just going to be normal. I'm not going to just settle. I'm going to go out for more. And I'm so excited to be able to bring them on this space and to hear from them, because I love being encouraged. I love being inspired, because when I can see someone else doing something, I automatically start to think, oh, maybe I can do that. Or, oh, if this person can do it, then I can do it. And that's the whole purpose of this space, really. It's a space for healing. It's a space for growing. It's a space for developing. It's a space to enter into your season, whatever your season is. We don't all have the same times. We don't have the same seasons. And this space is about identifying what is your now, what is your next step, what are you going to do, what are you designed to do, what is God saying that you should be doing, and taking off the limits, taking off the limiting beliefs, taking off the things that you've been using to hold you back, whether that's fear, whether that's procrastination, whether that's limiting beliefs, whether that's imposter syndrome, whether that's childhood trauma, being able to address and find out, what am I supposed to be doing, number one, and what's holding me back? When we deal with the stuff holding us back, and then we run full throttle, going and doing what we're supposed to be doing. Because God didn't create us and put us on this earth to just do nothing. I do not believe that for a second. I believe that God is calling us as women to rise into spaces and to be the light of the world, to go into the spheres of influence, whatever influence means to you. And I've called this, I've called this organization Women of Influence, because influence means impact. It means being able to have sway a decision. Influence doesn't mean a content creator. You have influence wherever you are, whether you're in a grocery store, whether you're in a shopping store, whether you're at home. You have influence over your home. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you have influence over your home. You have influence over what your children eat, what your children watch. You have influence over your husband. That is influence. Being able to have authority, being able to have power and impact and a voice in a space, and having other people's behavior change because you're in the room. So that's what influence looks like. Influence says being able to step into a space and to be able to change the order of those things. So whether that's you at work, whether that's you starting a business, whether that's you being a homemaker, a stay-at-home mom, whether it's you going to the shop and getting your car, you speak to people every day. You have an influence over those people. So it's stepping into that woman of influence, and recognizing that you are a woman of influence and you are stepping into your new season, and you can't afford to stay the same anymore. I can't afford to stay the same. And I've been on a journey myself. I've tried to hide for a very long time. I've tried to be that person that's behind the scenes, but not on social media at all. If I tell you that being and recording videos doesn't come naturally to me, you won't believe me, because it really does not. And I've really had to pray for grace. I've had to pray for the ability to sit down and record videos, because I have found it cringy for a very, very long time. Now I'm like a year and a half into it and I'm a lot more confident, but you would have not told me that I would be sitting here recording videos like this, because I would have said you're absolutely out of your mind. But sometimes God will start to push you into certain spaces where you don't feel comfortable. I felt extremely uncomfortable starting this YouTube channel, starting this podcast, starting this series, and even hosting the event, if I'm being very honest. Like, I was like, you want me to do what? And every time I go and pray, God just shows me something. I'm like, huh? There's no way I could do that. There is absolutely no way you want me to do that. And it's always the stuff that feels uncomfortable. It's always the stuff that you think there's no way I can't do that. I'm not qualified enough, or I don't have the skills, or I don't have the money, I don't have the ability, I don't have the resources. I don't have all of that. And let me free you on something that freed me. Well, it freed me. So hopefully it can free you as well. You're not required to know everything. You're not required to have everything. All you're required to have is a yes to God, a yes to I surrender, a yes to I'm going to do that thing. I promise you, everything else will unfold. Everything else will come to pass. If God has called you to do something, or he's given you giftings in different areas, he's already seen your before, your after, your during, and he's already provided everything. So if you're there and you're saying, I can't start my business, or I can't start my hairdressing business, or I can't start my nail business, or oh, who's going to hire me as a makeup artist? Well, Did God really say that? And yeah, I just love encouraging women. I love seeing them grow. I love seeing them rise. It really is something that's really on my heart, something that I'm really passionate about. So if you have a desire to really step into a new season this year, then this podcast is for you. This time and this space is for you. If you know that you're settling or you've been settling, then you're in the right place. If you know that you've just been too comfortable, for a while you've been too comfortable, you've been procrastinating, you've been telling yourself, I'll start it tomorrow, I'll start the business tomorrow, I'll register the company tomorrow, or I'm going to reach out to this person tomorrow, or I'm going to start creating content tomorrow. If you're that person who's been procrastinating for too long, you're in the right space, because we're not going to let you be comfortable. We are stepping outside of our comfort zone. We are stepping into a new season of walking into our God-given purpose very boldly, very unapologetic, because people won't like it. But hey, all that matters is you're walking in the will of God. Looking for honest, real conversations, then you're in the right place. As I said, I am not one to be very fluffy about stuff. I love just having genuine, real conversations. I love hearing people and being able to share stories and share. People connect a lot during stories. You'll find that you don't really resonate with theory. You resonate with people sharing heartfelt stories. You get people. That's what touches the heart of people. And that's where real transformation happens. And that is why we're building this community. So if that sounds like you share this with your sister, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rodna Ntabeni, and go ahead and get your ticket. If you're in the Midlands, if you're local, if you're in England, you can get your ticket. And I'm going to put the website here where you can get your ticket. We would love to have you. This is a space where you can breathe. This is a space where you can feel seen and where you can feel heard. And you can just be yourself. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. You don't have to put on a mask. You don't need to perform. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to be anything else but you. And even when you don't know who you are anymore, this is the space so you can figure it out. And I'm excited to have you here. The next time you'll see me would be when I have am I going to tell you? No, I'm going to just let you figure it out and be here. Turn the notification bell on and you will be able to know when we have our first episode with our first guest. And I'm excited to bring her on because she has so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and she has a story. She has a very powerful story, and I believe that you'll be encouraged by her story, because I definitely have. I've seen her personally go through so many challenges, but she comes out stronger than ever. So I will see you in the next video, and this is it. This is a space. Thank you for tuning into this space, a space for you to discover your voice, your power, and your purpose. See you in the next video.